All right. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing this evening? It is Saturday night. We are back for yet another Mecha Warehouse live stream. Continuing work on this fantastic Kotobukiya Zoids Blade Liger AB. It's been a fun build so far. Hopefully get at least some of the body done this week. I doubt we'll get it done though based on how many parts this kit seems to have. But giving away some good stuff tonight during the stream. We've got some more of those splash packages to give away. An option armor for defense operations, Seal Nova, exclusive sand yellow that was donated by someone who won it off of the clearance on the Discord, as well as one of the new, I guess not really new to Mecha Warehouse, high grade Gundam Barbatos 6th form and a Razor Crest that I literally dropped it and decided to put it in because I dropped it when carrying it for some other reason. Corner got pushed in a tiny bit, but it's still, box is basically good to go. So my error is your gain, hopefully. So we'll be drawing for those tonight during the stream. Continue to work on this kit, having a good time as usual. Couple of the things before I jump into the chat and say hello to everyone tonight. Number one, definitely hit that like button if you enjoy these streams. It helps more people see them, and I think that's generally a good thing, and I really appreciate it. And number two, we get that live 10 code is active at mechawarehouse.com right now. We had a huge restock on Friday. Not everything's still in stock. A few definitely sold out pretty quick and are gone, but there is quite a bit of good stuff there too, including items we've never had before and some popular items back in stock. So if you haven't been over there since Friday morning, it might be worth heading over to mechawarehouse.com and checking out and seeing if anything on there is something you were looking for or interested in. There a couple, there's one I might be snagging if I can, because it caught my eye. I really shouldn't add to my backlog. But anyway, let's jump into the chat. I'll say hello, and then I'll get back to building. So what's up, Gunpless Spade 00? Okay, so whoever's having a good week and weekend. I am. I hope you are as well. What's up, Keith Bishop, Rob to Builder, Thundercats? I don't know why that's referenced with the Zoids, but okay. What's up, Rachel Oxley, building Zoid as well. Cool. Which one? Dylan Dull, good evening everyone. I'm building the Blade Liger AB also. So we got a Blade Liger Zoids thing going on tonight with everyone else. Did a clear Liger and that was a lot of fun. Nice. What's up, Pockets? Dylan Dull. Very intricate parts, but I'm very much enjoying my first Kotobukiya build. Same here. Matthew Mahoney, been waiting for this. Income tax came in. Going to place an order after it starts. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you in advance. Hope you pick out something good. Those tax refunds are always good. Aspen, my brother casually flexed to me a little bit ago. I just picked up a MG Virtue. Our Virtues are finally on the way. I'm still upset that they took so long. They should be arriving towards the end of this coming week. Maybe later. They're coming by freight. Our freight shipments have been delayed from time to time, especially so far this late last year, I guess. We haven't gotten one yet this year. I hope it's on time though. What's up, Kyle Dixon? Susano. Chad C, what's up? Lewis Panda Bomb, how's it going? Drez, hey, good evening, Nick and everyone. Happy Saturday. What did everyone think of the new MGEX Freedom coming out in a couple months? I'm not big into any of the MGEX. I mean, the MGEX Unicorn didn't really thrill me, so I don't really care myself. Other than that, we'll carry it and sell it, and I'm sure people will love it that are into it. Matthew Mahoney, about to buy my first set of expensive nippers. Cool, which ones? Robert Hannaford, hi, let's get this going. What's up, Weeks K? We started Saturday tonight. I'm breaking out my Gun Primer Razor set and start working on the MG RX 72, RX 78 maybe origin. Where's this OST from? I'm not sure. What's up, Rob Rosenkrantz? Let's see. Robert Salo, hey, just for the first time saw your ad before a Mecha Guy Kotsu video. That's cool. Turn those notifications off. Good to know that those are working. Here be Dragons, what's up? Aspen Bethia, Robert, the algorithm works. So, what's up, Augustus, Lewis Wong, Mr. Outside, Bean, welcome back, Rybers. Dixon, new MGX looks great, but I feel like all the awesome interframe will just get covered. That always happens when they do a cool inner frame. It's a Heathcliff, Eel Hippie. Should I see, Nick, just before you start building the boosters, skip step 43, otherwise you won't have enough PCR pieces. Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Someone might have to remind me, or maybe I should make a note, because I won't get to step 43 until probably next stream. At least. So John Moorhead, Seraphim, Two Hands, gonna be back. Been a while since I had a chance to actually watch. Well, welcome back, Two Hands. I never drop tested it yet. I dropped it. I think I was carrying it to, I don't know why. Oh, it was, I know why. It's a secret. What's up, J. O. Trays, M. Dub, RDD End, Cole Smith. I can't wait for my Blade Liger to show up. Nice. When did you order it? Koenig Wolf. Cool, Rachel. Oh, so you said Kobukia. What does that mean referred to? I see them in a lot of emails I get. It's another manufacturer. They're, you know, kind of like Bandai, but a little bit smaller. A lot of their kits cost more because they don't do as much volume, but they make some good stuff. Free from crazy workday now for sanding ASMR and the warehouse crew. What's up, Random Hero? And what is with the virtue? Is it really badass in the anime? I'm not sure. I don't really like the design myself, but people seem to be going nuts over it. I think it's just because it's a new master grade, partially. What's up, Logan Fury? What's up, Huey Dragons? Thank you for the birthday discount code. You are welcome. Happy birthday. Back to Mahoney Display 3.0 Nibber is cool. What's up, Cody? What's the first time catching a stream? Welcome, Brawny. Okay, I think I am caught up on that. Let's get to building, I guess. Step 19. F and G. I probably should have used the downtime between streams to get all my stuff organized over here. I was not that smart. I'm just way too busy. Close with just got shipped Monday, but West Coast means I have to wait till the next Monday. Makes sense. It stand out to me much. Looks like Barfin, baffles me why so many are excited for it. This kid has way too many runners. Those are O's, so I don't need those. Okay, so F must be over here. This would have been a good charity stream look for a marathon stream. Play Gundam M-Bond? I do not. Also cast the protagonist in double O's. People are beyond hyped to have the full squad. That's cool. We got Master Grade Dynamis coming in on that shipment as well, and some really good numbers. I think we got some MG Kyrios as well. Just not as many coming. I'm looking forward to that shipment. It's going to be a very fun week getting those checked in and getting items shipped out. Okay, where is runner F? Did I bypass it somehow? Runner is a slight learning curve compared to Bandai for sure, definitely. It'd be nice if they had the like cutouts for the runner numbers, or letters, rather. I feel like I'm missing a box of runners. Probably this one. There we go. On the other side there. Nick finally placed an order for some Victory Gundams to join the Discord. Nice, Jake. Welcome and thank you. As I let today, Nick, we were warm and sunny here, and then a snow squall came through and dumped some winter weather on us. It was kind of cool today. We got a little, like, a few flurries in the afternoon. You know, I was at the warehouse today. Brought the family with me, and Dylan came in to help pack some orders because the restock we knew would be slammed and didn't want to be a whole day behind like we were with the last big restock. So we packed a bunch of orders today and accomplished another project in the warehouse. And by the time we left, it was snowing a tiny bit. Making off-brands really makes you appreciate Bandai kits. Definitely, Kotobuki is pretty good though. Don't get me wrong, they're top tier. I didn't care about the Virtue, but it's my bro's first MG. I kept flexing on him last year with all the kits I was getting, so it's payback. There you go, just hit you up for order. HG's nice. Nituku's gaming channel. What's up? Live on 7 tonight. Cool, Heather. My allergies have been killing me all week. Absolutely killing me. Okay, 14 and 15. Finally getting to the pieces here. Actually, I should get my runner label for this one. I'm going to be using this runner for sure. Okay. Was the maker of the Tachikoma kit Wave? Are they any good? Yes, it was Wave. I've never built a Wave kit. I imagine that kit-wise, I think they produce less than Kotobukiya does. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have a few more issues because they're a smaller manufacturer, but I've never built one, so. If I made 3 days, I mix up order, great customer service, no problem. Try not to let that kind of thing happen again. Those kind of issues thankfully don't pop up very often, but try to get them fixed as early as possible, proactively, if we notice, like in that case. Up then before you come to VA, the allergen's bad down there right now. I don't know why. We had a really warm day this week. I don't know if that was it. We did some like deep cleaning and some stuff at the dojo last weekend. And I don't know if that knocked some like dust loose or something that was getting me. But whatever it was, I've been like dealing with post-nasal drip and a little tickle in the throat kind of thing going on. I'm feeling great otherwise, just allergies are killing me. Scared how much pressure is needed to skip to some of the parts of the Blade Liger, but the plastic's very good. Yeah. HD bail, because I want to take some scribing pics. If it weren't, I probably would have done them on this build like Dog Mecha. Yeah, because you have a cold or flu. No, just allergies. It's been allergies all week. I think it was like Tuesday they started. I've been like totally fine other than this little tickle in my throat, a little bit more like mucus in the morning or whatever, and it's funny. Otherwise I'm feeling like great, better than usual actually. G1 24 25. Okay, this is killing me. These runner stands are not ideal for these big runners. Oh, no COVID. Definitely not COVID. No fever. Probably dust or mold. It could be. We were cleaning mold at the dojo on Saturday because it's a basement dojo. We were cleaning it last Saturday, and so I don't know if Tuesday I was breathing heavily. I was doing some heavy duty training, and so like usually I'm more like whatever. I don't know, the heavy breathing aggravates my lungs or something, or I breathe in whatever allergens are there, or maybe we knock some stuff loose and then I sucked it all in a couple days later. I'm not sure. But I've been dealing with like bad allergies year round the past, I don't know, few years maybe. I don't know. It's been a while that I've been dealing with it. Demon Slayer breathing techniques, not necessarily fancy breathing techniques. I don't know too much about the hobby, but I built a few kits. Cool, Max. Not necessarily crazy breathing techniques. We do our fighters training. We moved to Tuesday night, and as part of my fighters training workout I do with my fighters, part of our warm up after the light part of the warm up, just to get everything going and get the light sweat going, we do this thing I refer to as a burpee pyramid. So you know a burpee, you put your hands down, kick your feet out, do a push-up, kick your feet in and jump up. At least that's how we do the burpees. And we do that, it's a pyramid in that we do 1, and then we do 2, and we do 3, up to whatever our max number is, and work our way back down. And but we do the burpees on one end of the dojo, and we start on the other end. So we sprint down, do the burpee, run back, sprint down, do 2 burpees, run back, etc. And we do it for time, trying to do it basically as fast as you can, more or less. We've got a part time that works out to be about 6 seconds worth of run for each round and 2 seconds per burpee. And so our current pace that we're at, we do a double 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the first round. We rest a minute, and then we did a double 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we rested a minute, and then we did a single 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's like 7 minutes and, I don't know, 14 seconds or something is the part time. And so I'm not sure how many burpees that is, but it's a lot. It's a lot of running, and it's you feel kind of dead at the end. It's rough. It's a really good analog to what it feels like to fight, which is why we do it, because it's like it gets you that fighting cardio, which is different than like a marathon running, long distance running kind of thing. Good preparation for high level competition, but it usually, we were doing the fighters training Wednesday, and the past like month, every time we would do shoot a weekly update video Thursday morning, I feel like I was clearing my throat every 3 seconds because of all the I don't know what you call it, crap I must have been breathing or whatever. Maybe consider overhauling the HVAC system in the building, or getting some air purifiers and dehumidifiers to the basement dojo. So it's not super humid down there, thankfully. At least not normally, unless the AC upstairs goes out or something during the wrong time of year. So humidity is not that big of an issue. We do get some water in there. As for HVAC, it's really Spartan. The rent is very low and affordable, which is the only reason I like the space, really, at this point. So it's not like we're going to overhaul the HVAC in any sort of serious way. Man, I like the sound here, dojo. Thanks. Those kind of workouts, it's like an invite only thing. I've got right now just one student that's training with me on those days. That's how I was preparing for like international competition in Japan. I'm pretty sure at this point I'm done competing at that level. I would have made my last hurrah April 2020 in Japan for the World Championship, and that kind of fell apart, so I'm not sure if I'll ever get to a point where I have the time to train at that level consistently enough and put the extra time in that I really would need to in order to do that while running the business. And I'm not getting younger, so would you ever consider a more traditional style Japanese dojo if you ever move location? I mean, there's a lot of things that would improve and change that would be more traditional style, I guess, in the dojo. It's a money thing. Real estate and leases are not super cheap around here. Got Disbin Nippers ordered and grabbed a couple kits too. Nice, thank you, Matthew. Crazy Rabbit, hello, taking a break from trying to fix my air compressor so I get back to airbrushing. What happened to your compressor? I'd love to not be in a basement. It kind of stinks because the floor is not the ideal floor for training. It's just like a concrete poured floor with carpet over it. The carpet's not really a great training surface. It's high friction. Higher friction than I'd like for like pivoting and stuff like that. So it's a little bit harder on your knees because of the hard floor, stuff like that. And it's not ideal. And I can't really put down another floor because we get a little bit of water in places when it rains really hard because the drainage is so bad. I need to get on the landlord about that. If I put down like mats or something, I'd have to be really careful, or else I'd have mold under the mats, I think. Just jitsu. So my dojo is actually a karate school, Kyokushin. Full contact Japanese karate. The jiu-jitsu, I have a few friends that come and train at my place. We started training their kind of quarantine crew jiu-jitsu during COVID to reduce our exposure to people when we were trying to make sure we all stayed healthy when things were very questionable. Pre-vaccine, all that kind of stuff. And now we've been keeping it going because we got good stuff out of it. I'm back to regular classes now too. I trained in another place with the jiu-jitsu. Karate means empty hand, right? Yes. At least in Japanese it means that. I think it means something else. I think that the same kanji can mean something different, I think, in Chinese or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. On bandit kits like to make you precariously balanced polycaps in place before sandwiching between two pieces. Do I think about the MGX Strike Freedom? I think it comes out in spring this year, and my birthday's in June, so you'll have plenty of time to say it bye. You train jiu-jitsu with the gi? Yes, Artie. Both gi and no gi. We actually do a lot more no gi, or been doing a lot more no gi over the pandemic, which is interesting. I always hated no gi, mostly because no gi seems so much more. Whenever I trained it in the past, at least, it was always like a super like attribute based thing. If you get a really like strong, young, athletic wrestler, they can make your life hell in no-gi because they can move unhindered. And doing no-gi with this small group of advanced jiu-jitsu players really kind of opened my eyes and built up my no-gi skills. So, you know, and finally back to having Saturdays off. How's everyone been? What's up, Searchlight? Welcome back. Not a big fan of C, but what was the price of the new Freedom? No idea, Jake. Someone might know. Heard of that style. How old is too old to learn karate? I don't know that there's too old. I've had students that were in their 60s and up, like starting in their 60s. It just all depends on your goals. If you're, you know, 60, starting at 60, I wouldn't think you have too many large international competitions in your future. But if you're training for health and that kind of stuff, then you know, whatever's fine, as long as you have a teacher in a school that kind of supports that. Piston in the compressor stopped turning while I was priming a kit and only makes microwave noises and heats up now, but it's weird because the piston is seized. Interesting. I'm here. What's up, Bobby? Wait, by no-gi, do you mean t-shirts or just no shirts? So no-gi, usually like we wear like a rash guard, you know, like we wear surfing or something, type shirts, and people just wear t-shirts. Usually like board shorts or something like that, or spats and stuff like that, just to minimize the skin-to-skin contact a little bit. I'm not a fan of those kinds of infections and stuff that you can spread in those environments. Ringworms, no fun. Which one is this? I wish they put these runner identifiers in a more consistent place. So I need S. Hi Nick, I'm late, but I'm here. What's up, Chad? Expect the strike freedom to be roughly 2 to 250. Sounds about right. Nursing home badass. So there you go. 1 year at Taekwondo when I was younger. Enjoyed it pretty well. Cool. They now make more affordable HGs and MGs rather than spend on big fancy kits. They're doing both. How's everyone doing tonight? What's up, Crimson Thunder? Hey, Dens D. That's real. Have you built a Mills kit yet? Like I did Taekwondo when I was a kid for like 4 or so years. That's cool. Okay, so where would S be? S. Yeah, but with the price of plastic cheaper HGs means less detail. Looking forward to meeting you Saturday at Old Dominion. Nice. Yeah, definitely say hi. I probably won't recognize any of you guys unless you're wearing name tags with your handles on it. But definitely feel free to tap me on the shoulder or wave, whatever, and say hi. I'd love to talk to you guys. Santana will be with me. We'll be shooting some footage, talking to people, and having a grand old time, I think. Okay, 1/2/2021. Come on, nice as always. Thanks, Dens. Pet proof gunpla. They need to chill on clear variants and unicorn variants. I can get behind that. Pushing 50 and would love to try kickboxing. I've always been a fan since I first played Street Fighter. Do it. There's plenty of kickboxing programs that would be fine for a 50-year-old. And the key thing is making sure that the instructor's mature enough to understand that you might not be in it to be a fighter or something like that, but I think most are. Oh, 2-point contact styles. When I was in my teens, but got hurt in a car accident, never picked it back up. Kind of regret that. That's a bummer. You can get the. Oh, someone asked if I built the Miles kit yet. I have not. I'm sick of P Bandai. We've done the Cybast, or I haven't. Best kit selling 1 to 5 minutes. Here, Unicorn is RX-78 color scheme. It is P Bandai exclusive. I feel like when a kit sells out that fast on P Bandai, they should have considered making it a regular release. Or should consider putting it out as a regular release. Because that's probably a good indication that a lot of people would buy it. Be able to kick baseball bats in half. I haven't done it, but I believe I could. That's definitely a very Kyokushin thing to do. It's not super hard to do if you got the technique down. I think the hardest part is just having the shin conditioning not to ding up your shin too bad. The Bandai would take a fast selling P Bandai as proof they did something right. P Bandai says let's go 100% Bandai. Retail kits have to split up on retailers. Yeah, I understand that. Never got a P Bandai. I feel like with how expensive they get, I wouldn't really want to mess with it and just straight build it. Jake, if you get it from P Bandai directly, they're basically the same as like a retail price for a regular kit. It's the resellers that buy them and resell them that drive the prices up. So if you're interested, look at USP Bandai, because there's a lot of them aren't too bad. It's just hard to get them sometimes because resellers buy them all up. Is the question stream going to be fighting based? I wasn't planning on it, Robert, but maybe I should. Messed up with they have a pre-order window, but it becomes irrelevant in 5 minutes. I feel like they should fill orders for a lot of time, regardless of the amount. See, they would never be able to fulfill them though. Is the problem? They've got limited capacity, and if they turned all their capacity to P Bandai in order to meet those demands, they'd never send anything to their regular sellers, and then they would be riots in the streets. Why the Grays sell so fast? Is it like exactly their armies of Grays? Maybe. It's definitely a popular kit, I think. It's a grunt, I believe. And we didn't get very many people have been asking for a while, so a lot of stuff our orders in the future, we should in a few months hopefully start receiving the quantities we really want to get, but a lot of these orders that were placed like last year were not big enough really to get the newest kits, like a month or two after Japan usually. Yes, Seraphim. The reprints we don't end up getting. We got a ton of reprints coming for the next quarter's production. I feel like the end of last year they decided to save a lot of stuff for Japan or something. It's really frustrating being kind of at the mercy of what they want to do. I have a Dodge in my backlog, so do I. I'm looking forward to that one. Oh yeah, I had my, I don't remember what, Strike Freedom, CN delayed 4 times, I think. Yeesh. What's up, Nick and all fellow builders? What's going on? Optimist Rhymes. Maybe I'll save the fight questions for later if I need question ideas. But for now, let's do our first draw. We've got those 5 prizes, 2 more splash sets, the MSO22 and MSO23 with the Haro Control Blue, courtesy of Splash Paints. We got the Seal Nova option armor, Barbatos 6th form high grade, and the Razor Crest. Let's put up a number in the range of, let's see, we've got 5. Let's put a number between 1 and 750. 1 to 750 with an answer to the question, have you ever entered a model building contest on in honor of ODO next week? Have you ever entered a model building contest? And a number between 1 and 750. We'll draw in a moment. Remember, 1 number per person. Do not delete or change your number. And we only ship to U.S. addresses. And make sure you have an answer, even if everyone should be able to answer yes or no on that one. So make sure you have an answer to your question, because otherwise, just the number, even if your number gets drawn, you will not be eligible to win. We had some issues a while back with certain numbers being censored, and we don't want that to happen. So that's the rule now. They put a lot of effort in the battle log kits. They made a ton of those. They made a factory or 2 in the US for Gunpla. Would help with manufacturing. It would. Problem is molds. I can't see them transporting molds across the ocean to be able to produce stuff here versus there, and they're not going to duplicate those molds. So that'll never happen. It's weird because there's so much money to be made in America. They built a gun and base here for production. It would go gangbusters. It would. It's just the molds is the problem. If I win, send it with my order I get to receive from you. I'd take a ton to make a factory though. Molds are expensive. Wait, certain numbers got censored. Why? YouTube censors certain numbers when posted alone. The number in question was the number 88, which has certain, I guess, neo-Nazi, white supremacy ties or something. So if you post just that number, they must assume that you hang out with that crowd or something, and they're trying to stifle that. I think it's kind of ridiculous because most people don't even know that that's a thing. So I don't know why they would censor that. I think we're all big boys and girls and can realize what to do and not do in public. Speaking of molds, Lego melts down old out of spec molds so nobody else can use them. Interesting. Makes sense though, because they're trying to protect their IP. Why make it easy for someone to get a hold of it on the black market or whatever? However that would get into someone else's hands. Definitely move to work at kind of factory in the USA. Guess I know another one that's a bit more widely known, but I'd probably get the mute bog from the Autobot. Yeah. They seemed like when it's happened during the charity stream, the number they disappeared. Nobody knew that number was posted. And so it's more that we probably would never see it if you just posted the number or a number that didn't qualify, but I don't want anyone to be in a situation where they would have won but can't because they were censored and didn't know about it, and I can't confirm it. So crazy because Bandai's a whole American branch, but they don't produce kits. I mean, it's weird, but from a production standpoint, it kind of makes sense because if you've ever worked in a manufacturing environment, it is hard enough to keep a single factory producing things the right way and consistently and all that kind of stuff. So to stand up a factory in another part of the world and expect it to function as well as I don't know what you call it, as well as it does, say, in Japan, there'd be a lot of issues. You got the molds, you got all sorts of stuff like that going on. And so I think it's easier just to do it all in one place if you can. I think they do have some factories in like China that are producing some of the SD kits though. Just a question the first time around. Should I repost my number? Yeah, cool, dude. You should, just to make sure you're good to go there. Excuse me. With the original red and black Rangers today, they're both super chill and actually kind of hilarious. That's cool. Where was that at, Mr. Jayhound? They're just hanging out at your house or get some sort of con or something. Gumpel Factory's running those super expensive injection molding machines. There's that, and then there's the whole like just production side of things and the training of people and how everything's done. Chinese factory produces all the SD Gun World Heroes and new SDEX kits. Yeah, and they do the simple ones that are inexpensive kits that people would be less concerned about if something went wrong, I think. Pensacon. Oh, 88 was like part of it where they don't like interesting. It was at SBC Comic Con in Bossier City, Louisiana. I got to shake hands with them and talk about signing people's butts. Did you have them sign your butt? How would that topic even come up? Okay, so F, we got F 6 and 7. Whenever I'm building Gunpla, I feel like I'm working in a Gundam factory. But I'm just, as the answer China, they would just use factories in China to pump out kits like crazy. Hey, so Bandai just released that video. Anyone else excited? Because neo-Nazis aren't that smart. I should know this song. Recognize the melody. A lot of the songs on this Pretzel Rock Station seem like they're related to some game songs and stuff. Like there's some Zelda ones. I'm not sure what this one's from. So happy to see all the series on the YouTube channel, or at least most of them. This one's I'll Be There from Lutho Riley. I feel like a lot of these have become familiar though, because it's the same set on repeat. My friend wanted his Red Ranger helmet signed, so my friend then asked them, "What's the weirdest thing you ever had to sign?" I see. RGB1, 39 and 40. The sauce in here is straight up in the Dark Knight Rises. I need to save up my wife points for the new MGX. It's been a while since I've been free to chill on a sat. Well, it's cool that you got some time off. Backlog is taking over the closet already. Your closet, your backlog had first dibs anyway. It's not that it's taking over it; it's reclaiming what it's truly its own. Like you have to ask, you wouldn't understand. That's funny. So does anyone know how to make LEDs glow / pulse? You talk about a particular model or like just LEDs in general? As an engineering thing, like pulsing is just turning it on and off, right? Essentially. So electrically, you just need to be able to turn it on and off. I don't know about glowing. Usually you can change the voltage, or the almost more common method in practice in electronics with LEDs, changing the brightness, is to actually use pulse width modulation, essentially turning them on and off really fast to increase and decrease brightness. Red Ranger mentioned that the guy came to multiple shows to get multiple signatures from different Rangers on his butt, so after Zach and Aisha, every Ranger had to sign lower and lower. That is funny. Backlog secret is cash, worth more than clothes in the closet. Very true. Right. How do you make that circuit? So you could do it with, like, I think some timers or something like that. If I were doing it, I would grab a microcontroller of some sort and write some code to do it. Using 3M standards. Yes, I use 3M. Almost forgot. I gotta do this draw. So we'll call time. Anyone have any luck using a third-party website to order replacement parts from Bandai in Japan? I've never tried it. You can, if you haven't yet, you should try with Bluefin first, because it's gonna be easier. Okay, 1 in 750. You're drawing for first splash set, MSO 22, number 291. MSO 23 is 660. The option armor is 134. The Barbatos 6th form is 452. And the Razor Crest 147. So if anyone wants to check, let me know if we have any winners, and I'll confirm. Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi works. Or Arduino, or you could just, any other little dev board kind of thing. Oh, win the lottery will bring my winnings to go backlog. Might be a good investment. How does it leave the marks? Depends on the plastic, really. But they're decent sanding sponges. I don't have a lot to compare to. I need to try all the different sanding sponge options at some point. But for now, it seems to work well enough, as long as the nippers did a good job and the plastic doesn't mark up particularly easily. I tried Bluefin, since it wasn't imported by them, they won't touch it. Got it. One of these days, I kind of want to make and offer some sort of LED modulation kit or something. That might be my chance to do some engineering if I ever get a hankering to do that again. To look into that more. I have a power board of the dimmer, but it's not for what I'm wanting for some of the lights. Thanks to the help. Try to keep it simple. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do some of that stuff. Like pulse width modulation works pretty well. And sometimes better than just changing like the voltage, because below a certain voltage the LED won't even light up because of the way a diode works, and it's, you know, like electronics 101 kind of stuff, but a little complicated to explain in a model building live stream. Even the God Hand nippers, right? Yes, God Hand SPN 120 Ultimate nippers. Wireless LED is going to be the future for Plamo, in my opinion. Probably. It's a good way to go. Putting batteries in things is a pain. Tried doing a live session, Nick, with making an LED setup. Was the thinnest gauge you can get for the models. I'm not sure. I didn't do a ton of like tinkering with that stuff. Most of my experience with LEDs was from product development as an engineer, helping build stuff, but I was never the electrical engineer on the project. I was always the software guy, so I would be the one to light them up with some sort of software we put together. Do fun stuff with tricolor LEDs and modulate the three diodes to get different colors and stuff like that. Could make essentially a rainbow LED out of 3 LEDs that were in the same package. What's up, Victor? Downside shipping prices, but I know they're reliable. A lot of people use them. Oh, you're talking about Plot Parts Japan. Place an order Bandai Japan for me. Basically, a proxy service. Seems like they order and have a Japanese address. They get parts shipped to, and they ship them out. That's cool. What cheap or free software is out there? I mean, a lot of embedded stuff. There's a lot of embedded options software-wise. It's free. It's the hardware interface that's going to cost you the money. Like an Arduino is a good way if you have no idea what you're doing. There's tons of tutorials. You can buy Arduino boards pretty much anywhere and find little blinking LED kind of example code and tweak them pretty easily with like free open source stuff. I never really touched Arduino stuff because I guess I'm an engineering snob and I want to do it the right way. Arduino's not really something you do in an actual production environment, or you shouldn't. I had a client one time they had an engineer build a system using Arduino, and it was kind of hilarious, actually. Henrik, did you say you were an engineer? If so, what type of engineering? I'm currently going to school for electrical engineering. Cool, Augustus. I mean, I guess I still am. I guess you're technically always an engineer, but my career was doing embedded software. Did that for about 10 years before Mecha Warehouse, ending with consulting in that field, mostly for defense, robotics, a little bit of medical, things like that. But my degrees, I've got a electrical and computer engineering undergrad degrees and a master's in computer engineering, so that was kind of my thing before turning to plastic robots. Outside of wiring my speakers when I was 17 and making electromagnets when I was a kid, my experience with electronics is even basic. Because I use 30 AWG for my wiring, thin step down and to not break when moving things around in tight spaces. My experience is changing batteries. Have you ever programmed a PLC? I have not programmed a PLC, I don't believe. I've done a bunch of FPGA stuff in school. And we've had some parts that were like technically part FPGA, part software, part microprocessor, microcontroller, whatever you want to call it. I think technically microcontroller. I sketched out using third-party sites, really just a little reassuring. Engineering snob on EE and work for utility company in New York, concentration and power gen. Cool. I would rather. I was the guy that that wanted to like build my own build system and use make files and fanciness like that when I was creating my embedded software, so I could just do it all from a command line and hit go and have it work the same way every time, instead of using the fancy development environment that you could buy from some vendor, which puts me in the minority. It made things a little harder up front, but I felt like it was better because I had more control over things. But I think that makes me a little snobby. And that didn't make sense to most of you guys. I'm sorry about that. If you're not a software developer, most of those buzzwords probably didn't make any sense. I 2 credits away from my bachelor's, applied science for box and automation, came and finished. Nice. I get it, I've done coding. I feel like everybody wants to get away from a lot of that stuff. Like, there's tons of people on companies making products to try to avoid using those things. I'm a little snobby, I totally understand. I took all those courses in college. Didn't see any winners. That's Kingswood confirmation, random hero. So just plugging away at this MG build I'm working on for the 10th IAG build up. Nice. Guess I'm on your team, Nick. Great. In the grand scheme of things, though, I mean, I haven't written any code for anybody in maybe like a year and a half at this point, and I am not unhappy about that. In the worst of tracks, nothing can go over my head, I would catch it. Perfect. I have so much going on, I don't have time for that anyway. If I were to even design a product, I'd probably end up subcontracting out most of it because I just wouldn't have the time to actually do any of this stuff. I'm trying to learn Python a bit late, but it helps me now. Python's cool. Did some cool stuff with Python. Python was really handy for me as an embedded software engineer, because if I needed a quick little PC-based utility to send some commands to a little embedded device or something, I could whip something up pretty quick. Problem with Python is that you learn a little and think you can do a lot, and then you try to build something a little bit more complex and you don't know how to build that bigger thing. I've seen lots of nasty Python code caused by people trying to do more with it than they were capable of, I guess. Where are these PC? The best example of which, I knew a guy that I worked with at one of the places I was at, and they had him help out on this project. They outsourced a module to him. It's supposed to like talk to a fancy GPS or something, so we had to write all the interface commands to tell this GPS what to do. And rather than doing it like most people would do and just writing the embedded code, he wrote a bunch of Python code to generate his source code. It took him like 2 months. When it was finally done, the code he wrote was the code it generated was too big to actually operate on the device that they were supposed to be using. And so the dude he was writing it for to ideally save that guy time ended up having to redo all that stuff and just wrote it directly in about a week instead of taking several months. So you can do awesome things. I mean, like, it wasn't Eve. Eve was built, I think, Eve Online was built almost entirely in Python, I think. So you can do some crazy things. Yeah, that guy was crazy. I mean, here's another Another war story, I guess. So, when I first started, the same guy, my first week as an engineer, this same guy was in this meeting. I was invited in with into this meeting. Is it supposed to go through there? Doesn't look like it fit. But I was invited to this meeting. But yeah, now they can't remove all the portions I hate because the code was so bad, like star bases. Well, player on star base. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think it's so easy to write Python. It's easy to like get ahead of yourself and not do things in the right way. And so it's not that the language is bad, it's that people use it poorly. But so anyway, I was in this meeting. We were in a meeting with a vendor. It was like my very first day, I think, or maybe my second day, something like that. And this guy was in that meeting, as well as a few other people. And I walk in, this guy's wearing a looks like a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt or something. It's like tie-dye. It's got a giant dragon on it, and he's wearing racquetball goggles with a strap. I think he had broken his glasses or something that week, but I didn't know that. And I walked in to this meeting, and I was like in awe. I was like, this guy... I'm so lost. I'm sorry. I'll change the subject right after I finish the story. And I walk into this meeting, and this guy's sitting there in his racquetball goggles. And all I can think of is this guy must be freaking amazing to get away with working in a defense contractor dressed like this. You know, wearing these goggles and wearing this random shirt. He's in a meeting with an important vendor and stuff like that. And turns out he was the guy that did all the dumb stuff I was just talking about. So shows you that people aren't necessarily how they appear. Anyway, let's talk about Gunpla, because I think I'm losing half you guys. Thinking a lot about, oh, it's all good. Yeah, some funny stuff. There's some other stories, too, that I think are more inappropriate. I can't really talk about online, but some hilarious stuff. So thinking a lot about expanding the warehouse this week. I guess we're going to go back to actually talking about Gunpla now. How much of the Blade Liger has been ABS plastic so far? I'm not sure. Did they say on the runners? I don't think a lot of it's been ABS. But I'm not sure I can just feel it out, and I haven't really been paying attention to things. This black almost feels like ABS, but I'm not sure. Just nerd out on the other spectrum. Pre-order the Berserk Fuhrer. Cool. Appropriate is my stock and trade. I'm sure you guys wouldn't mind it. I just don't know if I'll get censored on YouTube for it. So is this... I wonder if this is like... This feels like this might be a set of shoulders or something, like the front end or something, front arms or back arms attached to this. Body one, I feel like one would be the front. It was horrible for me. I got that booster on Tuesday, and Wednesday and Thursday I was feeling sick. That's a bummer. Okay. Man, these steps are so complicated. There's so many pieces on them. We do appreciate your professionalism. I try. That is the front. Okay, Dylan. Cool. It's like hard to... Like, I think that's kind of what this little icon on the side. It's just out of frame here. It looks kind of like it indicates that, but it's a little hard to tell. So a bunch of G parts, a couple M's, a couple S's. I don't know if I have M out. I missed the giveaway. I've been at work. We did the first draw, Jacob, but I don't think anyone won anything on the first draw, so all the prizes are still available. Regarding Gunpla and electrical engineering, have you ever attempted to try writing code to make a kit move using some sort of wireless controllers? I haven't really thought about that. The LED thing, I've been tempted a little bit to create some sort of cool like LED control that, I don't know, connects to your phone or something and lets you do multiple colors and stuff like that. Any cookies or cake today? Nothing fancy. Packaged cookies for dessert after dinner tonight. Kate's been as busy or busier than I am, I think, lately, and she came to the warehouse with me to help with a project today, so she didn't exactly have any time today for dessert making, unfortunately. Think about warehouse expansion. A tenant in the other building on the property we're at moved out this week, or at least is moving a lot of their stuff out. I'm not sure if their lease is up, but they're moving all their equipment out. I'm thinking about if I can take over their space. Personally, I also appreciate your work and dedication to the Shriners Hospital. My aunt had some serious problems when she was little. That's awesome too, Hans. I'm glad they could help her with that shot. She might not have ever been able to walk. That's awesome. That's a really nice story. You tried weathering any of your painted kits? Yeah, I've got a few weathered kits. When I'm new at airbrushing, I have an STP that has two colors. Major colors white, then blue. Do I paint all white, or first mask the blue parts, then paint white and remask the blue? I would do all the white and then mask it and do the blue over it. Other people might do it differently. And it's hard to get that line perfect if you mask both sides. If you were to take over the space, what would you do with it? Just back storage, or could you open up the space to the current one? It would be like move into that space, because it's like maybe twice as big as the space we're now, a little bit bigger than that. I'm not totally sure. I'm just literally floating ideas at this point. Okay, so we're at that point. Let's do the next draw. So the next question, this will be an interesting one. For the second draw, I want you to answer the question, what would be the best theme for a model building contest? This will be my idea generation. So I want a number between 1 and 400 and a suggestion in as few words as possible for a model building contest theme. Remember, one number per person. Do not delete or change your number, and we'll draw in a moment. We will ship to U.S. addresses. I want a video of exhausted deal and hauling all the inventory in the space. So this would be cool, where it's across the parking lot, essentially. And we'd literally be able to just like throw kits on carts and wheel them across, and not have to like pack them, which would be ideal if we had to move to another whole space. We could potentially take over the unit next door. Paste Gunpla. I will not elaborate. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 26, and 27. I'm going to definitely be reaching out to the landlord in the next week or two, though, to start talking about options, if they have any other options for spaces opening up. I know they got several buildings, and I appreciate the way they take care of their properties, so it'd be worth talking to them first, potentially. And across the way would be ideal. cat Gundams. Steampunk is cool. Cool idea. I wonder if that would be like making a Gundam steampunk, or making Gundam if Gundams were steampunk. I don't know if that really makes sense, but you build something else that would be a Gundam if Gundam's developed in a steampunk way, like realistically, or you just add steampunk theming to an existing Gundam. Oh, I should have done that first. F9, 20, and 21. Super modes, finishing moves, monochrome, thunderbolt, suits combined. There's some really cool theme ideas. Missed the question. Want to repurpose mechs would be a good theme idea, like a war machine being turned into an industrial worker or vice versa. That'd be a cool theme. I'm going to replace these sponges, and then I'm going to draw. I turn up something like a purpose Pegasus class ship in a village in Unicorn. That'd be a really cool idea. You know, long after, like a diorama contest, to have kits that look like they were abandoned and destroyed years before, overgrown and all that stuff. A Berry BB. That's a real life application of talking about a police car and ambulance, a mail Tricking the things that people would use every day, but instead had a gun and do that job. It's a cool idea. Delivery truck. Knights of the Round style gunplay using a shinier coast to look like armor. There we go. Okay. So I was going to call time, and we're going to draw some winners. Okay. 400 was the range this time. First up, the Splash MSO 22 set, courtesy of Splash Paints, 114. The MSO 23 set, 176. Seal Nova weapons set, or armor set rather, 198. The Barbatos 6th form, 155, and the Razor Crest, number 69. Cool. So 114, 176, 198, 155, and 69. Let me know if we have any winners, and I will confirm. I mean, out there, I can remember the name, but there's a mechs, and they even have license plates. Pat Labor. Is that possible to draw all numbers under 200? It's totally possible. Viking, I got 69. So we have a winner at least. I forgot to do the numbers. 114, 176, 198, 155, 69. Thank you for the sub, Miguel Aguilar. Have you tried using a gun primer razor at all? I have not used one yet. I need to try one. Get on confirming those numbers in a moment. My wife's just informed me she's embarrassed to know me since I immediately respond with the knife. Everyone, that must be a reference to something, right? Is that from a movie or something? Because everybody responds with that word, and I must not have seen said movie because I don't get it, but I've noticed the trend there. A meme. I know what the number means, Eric. Everyone says nice, and I don't know why it's nice as opposed to some other word where everybody says the same word. Blame Reddit. Using Oh, by the way, it's a TJ. I think it's just a culture reference. Is it a South Park reference? Like, I feel like it's got it, like, someone must have said it in a popular format that way first. Do a quick search for these numbers. All right, Guplo Viking confirmed. You know what to do. You can send an email to support at mechawarehouse.com and we will get that out to you. Make it available for pickup since you're local. It's a meme from Reddit where everyone's a dork. South Park reference. Teacher hangs a student. Oh, I see. From loading read run in the streams, but I assume they just get it from the web in general. Your next P-Mecha item possibly be an apron or run a pair of pants this week. Painting Gunpla. I had an epiphany. And that apron would be a good idea. I don't know about next. I've already got the next, like, maybe 5 or 6 items kind of planned out, but that would be a great idea to put on a list as you try to do one each month. The hoodies are ordered from that pre-order. The beanies came in, just need to get checked in. And then I think the coin's the next thing. I gotta get the artwork finalized for that. Okay, so I got that. I got the G's. S14 and 15 I need to cut out. Mecha, I had no idea. Crocs. Yeah, I don't think so. Mecha Warehouse Banana Hammock. Yeah, I don't think that one will happen. Cutting mat is something I would definitely consider. Thank you for the sub, Brawny216. The thing with cutting mats that I've looked at, it seems like the kind of quantities I'd need are pretty high. I mean, how many people would it's my MW coin number, and yeah, that wasn't your choice either. Just kind of funny. Kind of stuck with that one for life. Well, I'm sure you could probably sell that number coin and make a big profit on it based on reactions to it. What was I going to say? Oh, I need to do that too. PCI. How many people would buy a cutting mat if we had one made? Like, I know it's a small sample size here, but curious if we made our own cutting mat, if people would buy it, and if so, what size you would be looking for. You don't have a custom mat in the stream is a crime. Oh no, it's my precious. Size. Because I feel like one of the things with a lot of the stuff that we offer, like the hats, for example, we asked in the Discord how many people wanted the hat. And we had a ton of people say they wanted the hat. Pasties. Large size. Large being like 18 to 24. I feel like the smaller one would be more accessible to more people. Like not going too small or too big would be blue. I don't know. I'm not sure what we'd end up with. But like, so the hats, we had a ton of people say they wanted the hats. The pre-orders did not match the numbers of people that said, yeah, I would definitely buy one. I don't know if that's because the hat design ended up not what they thought it would be. I don't know if it's because people are planning on buying one after the pre-order or, you know, what the deal is with that. So for a large one, I have a pretty big workbench and not a lot of mat coverage. But when I've talked to people about it, I'm like, I would need to buy a... Oh, I'm like out of focus here or something. There we go. When I've looked at the numbers to have a mat made, it's not a small number. Also, you could do custom socks if you haven't thought of it. There's a lot of companies doing funky socks now. Would buy in sizes less than 24, 36 I have now. Wide would be okay too. I'm able to put out a feeler on the Discord too and see what would do. My worry is if I do mats, I would have to order a massive number of them. Talking dollar to have the mats made. It's a lot just because I have to have so many made. Like one place I had quotes from, I might have to make like, I don't know, 2,000 of them or something. And that's like more cutting mats than I think I would ever need. Like it would be years of selling them, I think. Guess we could stop carrying all other cutting mats and just offer our own. I don't use a cutting mat for cutting, I really use it for cutting out parts. I'd be scared to get in the mats if I were you. Such a niche product. Yeah, like I think I really want to do them. I just don't know that I would get the money back out for a long time. Because of the quantities I need. Plus I'd be good to go for a while. Yeah, and if it wasn't as expensive as it is, and if I didn't have to have them occupy like all that space and tie up that money for that long, I'd be all over it. But I don't think we would sell them fast enough right now. We probably don't sell... We sell maybe hundreds of cutting mats a year. Probably not even, depending on what we have in stock and when. Most people don't need 15 cutting mats, so if you sell one, don't put someone once. Things like that are typically a one-time buy. Now people buy multiple mats, right? I'm sure a bunch of people would buy it because it's the Mecha Warehouse one, and they want to support Mecha Warehouse and all that good stuff, which is awesome. Just kind of add on with every order, maybe. Like, do you game at all? Jacob, not much. I usually don't play games nearly at all. The last last few weeks, actually it's probably a little bit longer than that now. My kids got a Switch for Christmas. Grandparents bought it for them, and then aunts and uncles bought some games and stuff for them. And so we've been playing Overcooked 2 with the family, with my oldest and my wife and I. We've been playing that and having a lot of fun with it. We're not yelling at my oldest for spacing out or whatever. And they also got Stardew Valley, and I've been playing that. It's been kind of my escapism the past couple months. Discount branded nippers. I want to do nippers at some point. I feel like if I do nippers, I'm probably designing our own from the ground up when we think we're ready to, rather than just private label somebody else's nippers, which is what everybody else that has their own nippers does right now. Lapel pins would be cool, cheap, good for giveaways and such. We already have lapel pins. I don't think I have any here with me, but we do have a lapel pin of the Mecha Warehouse logo. It's on the website. We have them in stock, so you could totally grab one, Digital Baka, on your next order if you wanted to. We also have PVC patches too. Best just to come up with new stickers for people to put on their mats. I want to do more stickers. I need more artist time. The record you spilled to me a glue on a cutting mat. The color dissolves. Don't ask how I know. That's rough. You have to do something unique on them, like MadWorks. I've got some ideas for what would make an awesome cutting mat. Things that could make it kind of unique. There definitely would be some effort into what the screen print artwork is. Artwork is so stressful. Do you have Mecha drinkware yet? Mugs, cups, water bottles. People always love that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. You ever take on affiliates at all for Mecha Warehouse? No, so we've got some sponsored builders. We don't have... It's not really affiliates per se. They're sponsored. They get some discounts, and we send them free stuff sometimes. We don't have a lot. We haven't added to that team in a long time, and been doing a lot of thinking about how to retool how we do that. We made some changes last year, I think, to how we're doing it. It's kind of working. I've got some other ideas, and we might be expanding that whole idea on a new basis later this year sometime, depending on the timing of a few other things I need to figure out first. But you'll definitely all hear about that when that happens. Metroid Dread, this is the way. Where's collapsible milk crates? Does the PVC patch have a Velcro back? It does. We've got two colors, the blue and a subdued one. Which is pretty cool. Clamp light for a workbench. That'd be cool. Even Bandai private label, the entry nippers. The same as Minishima's baby nippers. Interesting. Speaking of stickers, any other colors coming to the OG one? Someday. Mail lids. I feel like on the nipper end of things, I feel like with my engineering background and my contacts, we could probably design a better nipper somehow. Find a way to maybe cut down on the cost. Just having it be American made and more available. Because like disc bays are sometimes hard to find. I think we could probably be comparable and maybe have some added features or something that would make it better. Yeah, let's actually buy a Nick plushie. I don't know about a Nick plushie. I think a Blue 01 plushie could be a thing. That would be pretty cool. Nick is about to make nippers with a laser sight on them. No, they'd have a Picatinny rail so you could mount your own laser sight or flashlight or whatever on them, clearly. Angled nipper for edges, but you're going to do a collab with gun primer or something, or did that fall through? I've talked to them about it. Basically, a lot of my special projects I've got planned are hung up on time from my artist because he's been busy. There's some other stuff going on. So if I can get him to free up a little bit, we'll get that stuff going on. Make Blue 01 plushies. Angled nipper for edges. Wait, aren't you going to do a collab with... Yeah, I already answered that one. Blue 01 kit. I'd love to do a kit as well. I have to look into low quantity production options for a kit though, because doing a traditional kit, I think we would have to make way too many and sell way too many to have it make sense when you start looking at the cost of molds. Now I need the PVC plate. Patch my plate to carry, definitely do it. Do it. Definitely buy Mecha Warehouse nippers. We'll get around to it at some point. I gotta like get one of my mechanical engineering friends who might have some experience with tooling and that kind of designs to figure it out. To a low quantity kit, it would have to be a 3D printed, I think, just for the sake of cost. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. You know, maybe it's a resin printed kit or something like that. I have to figure out production options and if there's any companies that would manufacture them for me, or if I'd have to like stand up my own manufacturing outfit and buy a bunch of resin printers and have someone run them all day, or what would make sense there. Blow on motorcycle helmet. I doubt we'd do that just because of the... It'd be really cool, but I don't think we'd sell that many of them. 3D print, build your own Blue 01 head. Yeah, maybe some scribe chisels and sets made here. So the files that have the end user print. I don't think I'd ever sell the files because I think, I don't know. I don't really like that idea because I've got less control over it once it goes out. But I could see trying to produce some sort of kit that we sell. Got my Del PT kills for MG Dual and RG hiding from y'all. Appreciate it. Awesome, Tim. Thank you. Need some. I want every color displayed on my mantle with all the other models. Yeah, James, that'd be really cool. Someday, I gotta figure out. One of these days, I'll get enough time that I'll be able to do all the crazy projects and fancy ideas I have. All right, so let's do our next draw for the evening. 4 prizes left still. Viewers are rising, that's cool. Let's put a Pog Slammers. I mean, that's basically the challenge coin. It's essentially a Pog Slammer, right? Like a coin of some sort. What would be a good question? Water slide decals of different sizes and styles of the Mecha logo. Water slides are definitely on the list. They've been on the list for a long, long time. Okay. Question. So for this next draw, I want you to answer the question with whereabouts you are, like a state or general region in the U.S. or country if you're not in the U.S. And remember number range between 1 and 150. Where are you? Roughly. You don't need to be super specific. 1 number per person. Do not delete or change your number. And we'll draw numbers in a moment. Is it out of the question to sell challenge coins? We have sold both coins They're done in limited runs. The first one we did 100 of them. Second one we did 200. We'll be doing a third challenge coin on the Discord. Probably putting it up for offer sometime in March, hopefully, if all the timing works out. So you can keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure how many we'll make this time. Depends on how many people are interested. Probably more than we did last time, though, I would imagine. Okay, so this goes in here. That's number 1. What are you building today? Naked Davis. This is the Zoids Blade Liger AB from Kotobukiya down the street. I'm really looking forward to doing another round of challenge coins. Actually, got some preliminary sketches. Gotta get it all fleshed out and then over to the people that do the artwork for the actual coins and modify it to fit the coin. See how it turns out, and then we'll put out a feeler for how many people are interested and figure out what the number range will be this time, and then we'll take the orders on the Discord. I'm gonna put taco on one side since we seem to talk about Taco Bell. Shh, we almost made it without mentioning Taco Bell. This is interesting. They space the things differently to make sure the correct one fits on the right side. But I suspect we'll do at least 300. We gotta mention it now because Taco Tuesday's coming up. Mail it, isn't it? That'd be a good one. It'd be a liability, at least one reference to Taco Bell. We used to go, I don't know how many months we had without Taco Bell reference, and then it started coming up. People noticed the cup off to the side. Didn't even go to McDonald's or Taco Bell today. What else from AK? Alaska's a bit out there. There's definitely people out there that are from Alaska. We ship some stuff to Alaska. Man, that's complicated. But cool, tons of detail in that. Alaska isn't real. Do you got the Heavy Arms Custom? I do. I've got the Master Grade on my desk here, actually. It's like New Zealand people are just making it up. Assuming there must be a neck piece or something that gets built. Not sure which side the head goes on. Probably this side, maybe. So it's probably a neck piece that goes in. It's kind of crazy. You guys have Gumpy University coming. You guys do a news show. Yeah, he's not local though. It'd be nice if he could make it up. I think he's been really busy too. Shoot, what was the number range again? 1 to 150. I'm gonna call time in a second here, and we're going to do the draw. And then I'm gonna start these next steps. So intricate. Audios in 3 sections. Wow. Be the only person you're willing to own up to being in Tennessee, or actually the only person willing to admit I'm in Tennessee. That's funny. All right. Calling time. Okay, 1 to 150, we call time. So number 38 for the first splash set, MSO 22. Number 8 for the second splash set, MSO 23. Number 53 for the Seal Nova defensive armor set. Number 63 for the Barbatos 6th form. So again, we got 38, 8, 53, and 63. Keith Bishop looks like he has 8. I didn't see any other ones. You guys can confirm that. Searchlight 53. And Jesse Larios 53. And then 63, nothing. So, oh, Jesse didn't have an answer. Oh, you're right. You are right. We would have had 2 people, but Jesse didn't answer the question. Where was the time call? Yeah, so it looks like it's just Searchlight and Keith Bishop. Jesse robbed me. Dope. First time that's burned somebody. So Keith Bishop and Searchlight, send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com. We'll send out those prizes for you. So congrats, Keith Bishop and Searchlight. We've got 2 prizes left, 1 more paint set, and that Barbatos 6th form has been elusive so far. All right, let's try to get this one more step done. Almost got this page done today. And 4 parts from the runner end. I need like a map of where all my runners are. That's right, this is D, runner N. is essentially over here. C I will need, so I might as well pull that. What's the price for 8? I wasn't paying attention. 8 is the Splash MSO 23 set, so it's the Ava color, whatever color it is, I forget which one it is, I have it noted as MSO 23, and a Haro Control Blue, so you can try out that paint. Okay, so cut C 8, or no, 9 and 25. What's up, Disaparate? Do with your nubs, save, build stuff, toss. The nubs themselves get tossed. The runners I've been trying to break up and get rid of too, because they're just space consuming. No problem. The funny thing I did with it, let's see, start the nubs, crush them up. Okay, 7, 17, 12, and 12. Michael Knight missed the numbers you just called out. They were 38, 8, 53, and 63. 8 and 53 had winners. The other two did not, so we got 2 prizes left. Big weeks this last week. Got the HasLabs Razor Crest. It's a unit. Anyone else got their hands on one? Interesting, I missed the numbers too, but I knew mine would be called. Feels bad. I shouldn't win this week. My buddy isn't here. Your thoughts on the MGEX Strike Freedom? Not super interested myself. I'm not really into Strike Freedom or Seed for that matter. I'm sure if I watched it, I'd probably be more interested in it. And the MGEX kits tend to be more, at least the one that's been out is more expensive than I felt like it was worth it for my interest. So nice looking Liger head you got there. Thanks. It's been a good kit so far. Because you get burned out from Gunpla. Been about 3 weeks since I've worked on one. I definitely feel like I do a little bit. I don't spend enough time snap building to get burnt out at this end of things. For me, it's like the painting and that stuff. Last week I just skipped it because I was frustrated from the week before and just didn't want to put the effort in to solve the problem yet that I ran across. So I think it definitely happens. Went to the local hobby after you messaged me back on Instant about the odor restrictions. They had the goods too, so it was nice to get a Segway 2. Nice. Check no Nick stickers in stock. No, we don't have it. I don't think we sold the Nick stickers. I think they were given away. I've got a few around still, but the stash that we were giving away is gone. I still have some. I'll throw some in my goodie bag when I go down to ODO. Then I'm bringing some stuff with me. Super late, but I finally made it one. What's up, Billy? Welcome. Okay, next sticker in order. I think I have every Mecha Warehouse sticker. Was there one for repaired? I might be missing that one. We did have a repaired sticker. Probably have a few of those around too. Should bring the now rare stickers. I think I got some Night at the Warehouse stickers around too. Planning on a kit. Enter a kit when you go. I am. In fact, I had planned on not paying the airline for a carry-on, and then I was like, oh, I should bring a kit, and I definitely can't fit it in my backpacks. So I guess I'm upgrading my flights. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm bringing. I'm thinking about the 30-minute missions kit that I did recently. Finally finished painting, but I think that fits into a non-Gundam category. And then I don't know which Gundam kits I'll bring. We've got a limit of I think one kit per one kit per division per person or something like that this year. So gotta be somewhat selective, although I'd be selective anyways because of the flying thing. Can't wait for my 100 FM Vidar and MG Sandrock to get here. I hope I can get a different Mecha Warehouse sticker this time. We try to rotate the colored ones with orders. I may need a repaired sticker they have on the website. I don't think we sold those ones either. I think the only ones we've sold are the Night at the Warehouse stickers. Store to some small competitions, but I'm too nervous of entering, lack of confidence. Well, I mean, what's the downside if you don't win? Like, generally speaking, you can get feedback on your stuff, and unless your people at your local are all jerks, they're going to put you down for it not being perfect. You generally get a lot of encouragement too. I know if I bring builds, I'm not going to win because the competition at ODO is pretty stiff from my experience last year. So it's more of a participation thing. Have you seen any grades of the Sidney Stein narrative on the future restocks of the warehouse yet this year? I'm pretty sure there's some coming. I forget which one. Maybe the high grade for sure. Is that true? You haven't seen IBO? Correct, Jesse. I want to. I just haven't had a chance to. I'm the epitome of busy these days, especially this past week. Can call you custom build, that's why I won't enter that, and a lack of skill. Then you're hanging out with the wrong people. Your local's full of jerks. Go to an IPMS event, at least the ones I've been to, and everyone's super supportive. You won't win if your build's not really good usually, or if it's not the best. But people will generally be supportive and give you constructive criticism, assuming that you're open to that. Pockets, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm calling it a night myself pretty soon. You've changed. You hear about the real life Gunpla battle system that Bandai is working on using actual model kits. It's going to be at the Gundam factory in Yokohama, I believe. I did hear about that. It's an interesting idea. It's just a matter of time before it's actually good. But it's cool if they're messing around with the idea. I've never been to one, that's just my justification. Oh, okay. I suck. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people could do better, right? There's only one winner in a division, so everybody's a loser ultimately. Or most people are losers, so you might as well. And what I would say is find somebody who's got something that looks awesome. Or ask a judge or something like that, and then like literally ask them like, hey, what could I do better on this build? You know, what would you suggest I try to improve, and how might I go about improving that? And generally speaking, most people with those kind of things would love to give you the feedback. Just check my stash, and I have night at the warehouse, but no repaired. Gonna need to fight someone for one of those, or come see me in person somewhere. I guess if I bring them somewhere. Did Bandai make an injection molding machine model kit a while back? They did. Alright, let's get a final drop there. Do they judge on customization like diorama style? It's usually, for IPMS at least, it's the model itself. Unless it's a diorama category, any base or diorama the model's on does not count for the judging. So it's usually IPMS, it's all about the quality of the model build itself, or nub marks removed, or the seam lines fixed, mold lines fixed, how is the painting, and all that kind of stuff. Personally, I pay attention when models post in the Discord. Comps are fun, learn a lot from my first comp. Second comp I entered, I took second. Nice, Augustus. Alright, so let's do our final draw. We have, let's put a number up this time between 1 and 80. And final question of the night, and with that number, because we need to have the question answered. Scale size doesn't matter. Generally, no. They usually have different divisions for different scale sizes. So we're going to answer the question of where should I eat breakfast in Virginia when I go? Number between 1 and 80, and where should I grab breakfast before ODO in Virginia? Particularly pay attention to anybody who is from Virginia, since I don't have any other better question ideas. Right, make sure we got that answer to the question. Denny's. I can get Denny's up here though. IHOP I can get up here. Waffle House is intriguing. There's one near the hotel last time. Oh, a lot of Waffle House. Well, I guess that answers that. Country style donuts by airport or Broad Street 35? Waffle House. So what's Waffle House like? Because I saw one down there. Is it just like another one of those breakfast places? Is it different in some fancy way? Last time I was in Richmond, I ate at a restaurant that served quail and waffles, far superior to chicken and waffles. Interesting. Follow later until you're hungry. It's a house with waffles. Well, I mean, that's good enough for me. Is there really much else you need? Cheap as hell and virtually indestructible. This breakfast place is like kind of like IHOP, okay? Well, so we end up after a night of hard drinking and you really want some drugs to go with your breakfast food. Noted. Approach an IHOP minus the extra food. Opening up Waffle House fights on YouTube, a real treat. Oh, nice. I can get some fights in too. Magical place where you can get good eggs and get into a fight. Cool. Well, I won't be able to train Saturday. Probably not Sunday either, so might as well, right? Customizable hash browns. Strip club sometimes do breakfast. I don't think that's in my future. Bacon patty melt with smothered hash browns. Latest hectic party, wow. Even though it's a chain, Waffle House is like a hole in the wall type place. Nice. What's up, Paul? Well, I think that's decided. It means no stream next week, doesn't it? Pretty sure, because I don't know if I want to be able to stream on the road, and I got a really early flight Sunday, so legs and eggs. I want to make sure I get to bed relatively early, so a little person from Roman's ass in the Waffle House at 4 a.m. It's like a free UFC pay-per-view with a meal. I look up a local place in Yelp instead of go to a chain. Mecha Warehouse vlog at Waffle House. Stream from Waffle House. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna call time here in just a moment. Dude, yeah, what am I supposed to do next Saturday night then? Talk to my family? I don't know, Artie. I don't know. I thought about trying to stream from the hotel, but I have to bring a camera. I don't know if my laptop can handle it. Bringing a kit to build and tools be kind of tough. And I don't know if I'm gonna get wrapped up in post ODO shenanigans or sleep or what. So, all right. So 2 prizes left. The MSO 22 is for number 18, and the 6th form is number 20. Let's see if anyone won those. Next to the actual measure of how super natural disasters Waffle House is closed is catastrophic. Good to know. So I guess I'll know if I'm in trouble if I can't get in a Waffle House. Is there really no 18 or 20? I think we should all like to see the initial reaction to walking to a Waffle House for the first time. I see the local Waffle House fight. Nada. Okay, I'm gonna draw against the same number range one more time. So MSO 22, number 46, and the Barbatos 6th form 68. Train specialty agents to airdrop into disaster zones to get the Waffle House functioning. Okay, George with number 46 and 68. Chad C. So George and Chad C, congratulations. You guys can send an email to support@mechawarehouse.com with your info, and we will send those prizes out this week. And that is it for the prizes. That's it for building tonight. Like we were just saying, I'll be down at Old Dominion Open next week. So if you're there, if you're in Richmond, the Richmond, Virginia area, definitely stop by. And if you see me, say hello. I'd love to chat with you. And there'll be no stream next week, so we'll pick this back up in March 5th. We'll be back at 8:30, continuing on this build. all that good stuff. Hopefully some good ODO stories. Hopefully see you down there if you're in that area, and have a great evening. Catch you guys all next time.